What's going on? Strat Soldier here for the weekend shift. What is going on? Good morning, good morning, good morning. How you guys doing? Oh yeah, it is on like Donkey Kong. We had a good week this week. A short week. I told you guys it was a short week, and that caught some of you guys. That caught some of you guys a little bit there. With it being a short week, but let me see here, this stupid thing. But overall, everybody did okay. All right, everybody did okay. Let's see who's out here. Anybody? Oh, I can't see the chat. That's the problem. I can't see the chat because YouTube's being, I don't know, YouTube's goofing up here. Let me see if I got to get to the chat. Give me a second here. Good morning. Had a good week. Had a real good week. We had some stuff that started, went to the highs, didn't do much, but you had UNH, hammer in force. Yes, hammer in force. And before I get into too much stuff, let's go check out, go to thestratsoldier.com. Go to thestratsoldier.com. Cedric Clark from the internet says, for all the other traders out there, I was really impressed with the Strat Soldier's execution course. He explains everything to the T. A lot of questions I had about learning the strat are explained in the execution course. It's worth it. Don't miss out. All right, don't miss out. Get that execution course. Learn those actionable signals. First universal truth. And I revamped the second course. No longer called, hey, there's everybody, there is everybody. No longer called the Strat Trade Checklist. I think it confused everyone. It's been basically revamped to time frame continuity. The Strat Trade Checklist is still a part of the course because it's still very important, but it's more heavily based on, very heavily focused on time frame continuity. So go check that out. I even got excerpts from the Strat Camp webinar in there as well, and I'll keep adding to that course. Always updating, not just letting it just linger out there and that's how it is. Nah, man, we always got to get them updates. Let me see what's going on. We got Beach Bum in the house, my favorite place, the beach. Aaron Bailey, what that coffee mug? Heck yeah, hopefully he's sitting there with his coffee mug with whatever he chooses to drink. Hopefully some coffee, we'll see, I don't know. Brent's out here. He is back. All right. Brent is in the house. Spitballs already. I know, them kids in the back, they starting trouble. I'm definitely one of the kids in the back. 506 boys in the house. Yep, 2-2 up. Yep, 2-2 up this weekend. Yep. Definitely trading to the upside. Dub Jones, Grand Rising, very cool. I know you guys are like, why is Strat Soldier getting on Whatnot? That's like an auction website. Why is he getting on Whatnot? So what I've been doing is selling these coffee cups on Whatnot. And then when you get, and this goes for you two out there in internet land, you get a coffee cup, you get access to 2 ebooks, Zero to Trading and Hammer in Force. All right, 1 coffee cup, it's gonna be 1 price, 3 products. All right, anyway, but it's Whatnot, so you have to have stuff. Like they're like, what are you talking about stocks for? We're here to buy comic books and trading cards and stuff like that. So the show's called Stocks and Stuff, and it's called Stocks and Stuff, and I talk about stocks for a little bit, and then I talk about stuff for a little bit. So stocks and stuff, it's fun. Carlos Mesa, how you doing? Top of the morning. Yep, coffee cup. Yep, light creamer. Yep. I got a joke I'll have to tell you later on. I'll have to email it to her or put it on Twitter because it's not, this is a family show for everybody out there. This is a family show, so you don't have to worry about me saying no wordy dirds. Let's see. I also want to, what we normally do is let's go to Twitter. I ain't calling it X. I hope you know what, it would be my dream if Elon Musk was watching my show and he was like, well, he should definitely call it X because we called it X and the name is X and I'm not calling it no daggone X. I'm not calling it X. Let's see. Let's go to Twitter land. Let's see if there's anything funny out here in Twitter land. There was I saw some funny stuff. I got a really good win from Sand Dollar. Give me a second here. Twitter land. We're in Twitter land now. Let's see to get this open and that. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Twitter land. We got UNH. I was supposed to win. UNH was a win this week. Hammer in force. It like went in force the very first day and then sat and did nothing. And then really started rocking. All right. Had to hit the sneeze button. UNH. We'll go look at that chart later on. Nike was good. That was also a win. Home Depot was also a win. And then these stupid bots. I hate these bots. All right. If you guys are wondering why I always post things that it says only things I follow, because of these stupid, crappy bots. I hate them. So later on, I had to do some cleaning up and change those to, you know, people that follow me only. Shout out to Erica. How you doing out there? Shout out to Zoe the bird. And then more bots. I hate these bots. I absolutely hate the bots. My goodness. Yep. Bots. All right. UNH. Yeah, that was pretty good. I thought that was going to be a comment. Nope, that was some fake stuff. TiVo's out here. Great. I posted a really good interview between Dan Ershman, the CEO of TrendSpider, and Rob in the Black. If you guys haven't noticed, on Fridays I've been giving it up, not promoting myself or anything. Strat. You know, Strat.com, StratSoldier.com related. I usually just talk about Rob on Fridays. I talk about Rob, and so I did that, and you know, it's pretty good. I got a little bit of following there going, and Khan is in the house. You've been gone. Khan's been gone. He's back. Yo, he is back. I love it. So yeah, so Fridays I've been posting Rob's original videos. I've been posting Rob's mostly Rob's original videos and stuff from Sepia Group, okay? And then shout out to TiVo. I'm pretty sure it's TiVo. Shout out to him. I did a video he asked me some questions. I did a video answering those questions. Really good questions about the Strat. Brand new Stratter. He has been trading for a while, but he's new to the Strat. So good luck to you, TiVo. I'm sure you're gonna do fantastic and lock in Mr. Fail to doing his thing, talking about UNH, man. I love it because we talk about this stuff on Saturday and everybody's so surprised. Not us, but I mean the rest of the internet's like, oh, UNH, oh. Nah, everybody was watching UNH. Everybody was. But I just love it when we talk about this stuff on Saturdays and you see people scrambling on Sunday to put out their little videos of what their watch lists are going to be. And then through the week, everybody's trying to figure out what they're going to do, what kind of stuff they're going to get in on. And man, we already did the work. I got 6 minutes left for my intro, or I got 6 minutes. Coaching session this morning was really good. Talked about time frame continuity. Yeah, Devin Dog. Shout out to Dividend Dog. He more like an investor, I believe. But go check him out. He's really good, and he knows them dividends, and we have fun. We have fun talking about the Strat and stuff. Yep. Shout out again to Erica. Shout out to Erica. Let's see. We had some other stuff out here. Shout out to Richard Judge. You will be judge. The Strat Judge. And there's Dan Ershman, the CEO of TrendSpider. Shout out to Michael Noss. He's doing great things. This guy actually passed a prop firm like challenge, whatever they call their like little tests or whatever. He passed it with one of his trading bots. All right, he passed it with one of his trading bots. So Go check him out. He can definitely show you how to do that. He's a quantitative trader just like us. And then go check out this one, Miss Wood. I always mess up her first name, but Miss Wood and her trading mindset stuff, or her podcast. I'm sorry, her podcast. And I posted this on Twitter. You know me. I'm going to retweet the mess out of it. This is a really good podcast. Really, we had a great time, great conversation that came out yesterday. Where's Sand Dollar at? Yeah, this is just clean it up. UNH, clean it up. Mr. F2 Rev, I heard clean it up. That's awesome. Let's see. Yep, we had such a good time. Me and Miss Wood. Johnny John in force. All right, Johnny John didn't hit the target. Can't call it a win, but it would definitely get in there. All right, Johnson & Johnson getting in there. Let's see. Sand Dollar got his coffee mug. There it is. I love it. It looks so good. Strat Soldier coffee mug. I had all kind of like weekend shift, and I had all kind of print on it. Like, go check out the weekend shift. Go, that's stratsoldier.com. I had, and the vendor was like, no, it's gonna cost a lot more for that. And I was like, forget it. Just give me the logo. Shout out to Rashad. I said, don't forget why you need the trade. And I posted this like real inspirational video, and he was like, I know why I needed to trade. I need some money. That's why. I needs it. He said, I needs it. It's so funny. And then there it is, Sand Dollar. This is him closing out a runner on Amazon, him doing his thing, 237% to the highs. All right, trading the Strat. Love it. Fantastic. That's what I really wanted to show you. Is there anything else out here? Anything else out here? I think we're back to Monday or Tuesday. It was a short week, so Tuesday. I think that's it. And or what happened? Wait a minute. I got blinked all the way back to the top. Almost done here, and then we're going to get into what happened last week, and we're going to get into what we're looking for next week. If you're new to the Strat, put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat. Ryan out there got his coffee mug. Heck yeah, Strat Soldier coffee mug. Anybody else out there, you get that coffee mug. All right, you get access to 2 ebooks, Zero to Trading and Hammer in Force. And then some, if you're just a trader and you're like, thanks for the ebooks, I already know how to trade. Give those ebooks to someone else. Get them started. All right. Let me see here. I want to get to that one. Let me see here. This was funny. This will be my last one, and I'll get to work. Dividend Dog. So Dividend Dog says, evidently helping out grandma. Says grandma's up 10,000 in Google. She has no idea. I put this. Grandma's gonna wear the big hat at church on Sunday, boy. Yes, she is. So evidently, the Dividend Dog's helping out grandma do some investing. Heck yeah. I love it. It's so much fun. Yep. All right, let's get into some work here. Let's do some work. All right, let's see what happened last week, and we're going to go into what happened. What's good? Look for actionable signals for the next week. So, SPY did go 2 up on the month finally. All right, 2 up on the month. It was inside for a while. Remember, it's the first week of the month. All right, first week of the month, 4 days, short week too. All right, so don't beat yourself up that you didn't do this and that. All right, it's okay. It's a-okay. But it went 2 up on the month, still just grinding into the highs, going in the outer space. There are no more stops to be taken out. It's at all-time highs, and I don't use extended Fibonacci's and all that stuff to figure out what the next price. That's just all made up numbers. All right, I don't use Fibonacci's at all. Scenario 3 on the week, took out the start. It opened up low, went high. All right, opened up low, went high. Opened up low, went high, scenario 3 on the week. I know we like to say outside week. I know we love saying outside week. But we always talk about this 3 scenarios: scenario 1, scenario 2, and scenario 3. And for some reason, nobody likes saying scenario 3. They like saying, well, outside week. It sounds cooler, I guess, maybe. But, scenario 3 on the week. So even if it sounds a little too much technical or whatever, doesn't sound cool, I don't care. I'm going to say it. All right. I want to use plain language to communicate what's happening in the stocks, all right, in the market. And then here's your week: Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Friday sold off, did nothing. I did a short video for TiVo. He had some questions about why QQQ acted a little funny, all right, but it also relates to SPY and Dow Jones because they all did the same thing. The main point of that video is you want your daily and your 60-minute charts to be the same color. All right, you want your daily and the 60 to be the same color. So on Friday, the sellers were in control. All right, for the first 2 hours of the day, but it didn't completely collapse. It just started trading sideways after those first 2 hours of the day. All right, Dow Jones did the same thing, and QQQ exactly the same thing. All right, they all did the same thing. I did some rearranging. I talked about that on the coaching session. We're going to be looking at RSP 500, RSP, which is S&P 500 equal weighted. So S&P 500 this gives more weight to the bigger stocks like the Mag 7, all right, which is like Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Tesla, Meta. What's the other 2? Anyway, the big companies, all right? The bigger companies decide what's happening in the market. Apple's the other one. That's number 6. I can't remember what the other one was. Anyway, the Mag 7. So the bigger companies decide what's happening in the market. What are the big guys doing? So they're heavily weighted based on price. RSP says everybody's the same, all right? So this is good to look at when, maybe you're trading like a $35 stock. And it's not necessarily one of the big boys, all right? Maybe you're trading Ford, that's only $11. That's okay. But this shows what the overall market's doing, the big stocks and the little stocks, all right? Looking at the stock market map, this is Friday. This is this week, last 7 days. So it'd be last 4 days and a couple of the last week. Anyway, Nvidia, Microsoft, red. Apple, Amazon, Google, Meta doing pretty good. Tesla going to the highs. Oh yeah, come on now, give me some of that Tesla to the highs. Let me move my big old head. And you got all these other companies in here doing some things. This is TrendSpider. Everybody's moving up and all down. I like looking at this because the market goes in the direction of the most twos. The most twos. All right, scenario 2s going up or down, and you can see. I would say mostly green. That's what I see, mostly green. I know Nvidia, Microsoft are red, but hey, I see mostly green. I always see more positive than negative anyway. So maybe that's just me. Maybe hopefully I'm not trying too hard. Let's see what's in the chat. Well, good morning, chat. The Friday NFP was. Oh yeah, non-farm payroll was an awesome day. Yep, non-farm. That's what it was. All right, so it was news. That's why the market didn't do too much. It was news. That's it. Non-farm payroll. Marlon B's in the house. Marlon B, your coffee cup's coming. Just be patient. Be patient. All right. And Marlon B is like, hey man, where's my coffee cup at? I'm like, it's in the mail. It's coming. I promise. I did like regular ground shipping on that thing. I did regular ground shipping. You know what I did for Aaron Bailey when I sent his, I did like priority. This is priority mail, and they were like, all right, that's $15, and I was like, say what? Yeah, that's $15. I was like, Marlon B gets a coffee cup, but he's getting ground mail like Pony Express, like someone's on a horse, galloping to where Salt Lake City. That's where just it'll get there. Get there when it gets there. There is no priority on that. They were like, Aaron Bailey was like $15. Excuse me, how much is it, ma'am? Marlon B, ground shipping. Yep. There's some dude named Larry, with just his pouch of a mail and your package is in there and he's walking. He's probably he might be in Nevada right now, but he's walking. He ain't no fast tracking nothing. Santosh, very cool name. The pumpkin spice latte flavor is coming. The pumpkin flavor coffee is working. All right, we'll go look at some charts here just a sec. You know what? Let's look at Starbucks. We're still talking about what happened last week. Let's go to Starbucks and then multi-view. Starbucks SBUX. Starbucks. Give me that Starbucks. All right, Starbucks. Oh, man. All right, so seasonality hasn't really kicked in on Starbucks just yet. But they said they still got that Starbucks in their coffee mug. That's okay. Right now, Starbucks, full time frame continuity to the downside. Oh, my gosh.
Fatality.
Oh, man. To the lows. Goodness gracious, they are really killing Starbucks. Anyway, hopefully that pumpkin spice takes it to the highs. All right. The coolest thing I see right now, just glancing at Starbucks, is it went back through this level of reclaim. Now, you heard me say I don't use Fibonacci's because it's just made up numbers. It is made up numbers. The Fibonacci sequence was actually created by Leonard. No, was it Leonardo Fibonacci? I said Leonard. I said Leonard. Leonard Fibonacci from Detroit. That dude still owes me $5. Anyway, Leonardo Fibonacci, though, he created the Fibonacci sequence, and it was a word problem that was created to talk about the pairing of rabbits, all right, the breeding of rabbits over a year. If none of them died, how many rabbits would you have at the end of the year? All right, it ended up being like 377. Anyway, it's about pairs of rabbits. It has nothing to do with price. All right, and that was back in 1200. All right, when he came up with that number sequence, it had nothing to do with price, the stock market, the anything about markets at all, nothing. All right, and then what they did was someone mashed that up with remixed the Fibonacci number sequence with the golden ratio that was made back in Greece, back in like 360 BC. All right, the golden ratio. And then they took 1.618, divided, you take these Fibonacci number sequences, divide them up, and you get the 6.18, and those are our retracement lines. And then you get this fan, and you put the fan on your charts, and then these are the retracement areas that it could go. Like, it's just made up numbers, all right? And it's just fun to think about. So then that's where this Fibonacci thing, well, everybody looks at it. So now you got to look at it because that's what they're trading too. Like, fine. I get everybody looks at it, but I think you would get a lot more out of looking at the levels of reclaim. Why? Because this is quantifiable. This is on the chart. Scenario 3. This is on the chart. You cannot deny that this is here. All right. And you can see where the price gets stuck inside this scenario 3. They can't take it to the highs. 2-2 reversal back down, shooter and force all the way back down to the lows, hits the bottom of this level of reclaim. All right, scenario 3. All right, now that's all straight strat. Whew. Sorry, I went on a rant there, but Lenny, love that cat. I love Lenny Kravitz too. He's cool. He's like 60. He is literally 60 years old. He looks like he's 25 and ripped, man, crazy. Anyway, Starbucks to the lows. Couldn't get out of this level of reclaim, or it did finally get out of this level of reclaim on the week to the lows. All right, I think you'll get a lot more out of trading just in general if you use those levels of reclaim. What are we looking at in the broadening formation on Starbucks, and we'll talk about the broader averages. I'm getting too far into this. Right now, pretty much in the middle of the broadening formation. All right, stuck, and that might be the problem. All right, but hopefully we get that pumpkin spice latte. It starts going back to the highs and gets back up to 117. Come on, pumpkin spice. Do your job. Do your job, pumpkin spice. Let's go to multi-view here in TrendSpider. Let's do it. All right, switch it. Yep, it's already at the daily, at the weekly charts. On the coaching session, I talked about trading UVXY and VXX. Go check that out. That's the secret weapons of the Strat. Brent wanted me to talk about that, and I think I did when you wanted me to here on the weekend shift. I have to go back and check. But in short, when the SPY is going up, you can get puts on. When SPY is going up, you can get puts on UVXY and VXX as it's going down. All right, as it's going down. So I rearranged these charts real quick, and I'll move my body here in a minute. I'll move my big old head. But SPY went scenario 3 on the week. Dow Jones scenario 3 on the week. QQQ scenario 3 on the week. UVXY trading to the lows. All right, tech. No actionable signal on tech, and what was really interesting and what happened pretty much to everybody was you had a shooter on the week. It already opened up low and it went straight up. I do not suggest buying puts, even though it looks like it's shooter in force, as the price is going up. Do not short things or get puts on things as the price is going up. That's dumb. So people that have indicators, and ironic as it sounds, Strat indicators that color anything that's 2 down red, this will get you in trouble big time. All right, this will get you in trouble big time because the price is going up and you see that your bar is red. It ain't gonna make no sense. All right, so during the weekend shift updates during the week for the weekend shift crew, I was like, I know this looks like it's shooter in force, but you can't buy puts on that because it's going up. You will be losing money. That happened on most things. UVXY to the lows, no actionable signal for next week. XLK scenario 3 on the week to the lows, no actionable signals. Labu Biotech to the highs, 212 up. Wow, what's happening here? All right, what's happening here? You have a guy out there that says you should not be using any vaccines, and pharmaceuticals have just been getting murdered. All right, but something's happening. All right, something's happening from $70 up to $82. Labu Biotech is doing something. IBB. Dub Jones says, I love them levels of reclaim. Very important. Awesome. Yeah, I love them too. I love them too. Thank you so much for that. XLV did trigger the 2 up on the week, but didn't do much. Okay, did not do much. All right, XRT retail. Scenario 3 on the week. All right, it's been trending up, getting a little better. You got Halloween coming, we got Christmas coming, Thanksgiving, Black Friday. I know I said that all backwards like a Quentin Tarantino movie, but there it is. All right, shaking my head, did go 2-2 down, but again, like I said, it was coming straight up. You don't want to short things that are going straight up in your face. XLP didn't do much. Possible 2-2 reversal back up next week, but that's not a hammer. That's more like a doji piece of crap thing. I got 22 seconds. All right, so again, this is TrendSpider multi-view. You can watch all these candles during the day. All right, you can go straight to, you can change all the time frames to daily. All right, watch what's happening on the day. All right, if you are trading the Strat, I suggest you have 2 monitors at a minimum. 2 monitors. Why? You have one monitor that's going to have the things you're actually trading on one monitor, and on the second monitor you're going to have SPY. All right, Dow Jones, QQQ. You can always just start with SPY, because you want to know what the overall market's doing. All right, you want to know what the overall market is doing. If you have TrendSpider, you can look at this, and you're going to focus on where the buyers are, and you're going to focus on where the sellers are. All right, so just looking at this day here, this is Friday. This is data from Friday. The only place where buyers were healthcare and XRT retail. All right, and biotechs. So I would be focusing on this biotechs, retail sector, and healthcare. All right. I would be ignoring all these other ones. I would be ignoring tech and everything else. All right. Go to the things that are moving to the highs. All right. They have natural buyers. But if you're short and stuff, you're looking at XLU. You're looking at these ones that are going to the lows. XLE. You're looking at the ones that are really going to the lows. So that's it. Let's get to these. It's 11:30. Let's get to these actionable signals. Let's do it. Let's get to the actionable signals. Oh man, I don't want to do. I don't want to. Yep, there we go. All right. We got our helmet on. We're in the tank. All right, let's look for these actionable signals for next week. It's time to do battle. Time to do battle. Get your helmets on. All right, time to do battle. The Pony Express, Brent says the Pony Express should get there faster than the current USPS. Yeah. Well, yeah. Marlon B, if you don't get that coffee mug, let me know. I'll send you another one. You know what'll happen? I'll send you another one, and then you'll have 2 coffee cups. That's what'll happen. You'll have 2 coffee cups. $0. That's right. Let's see. Actionable signals for next week. Let's go to the weekend watch list. We're going to quickly go through what worked and then we're going to clear this whole thing out. I suggest always clear out all these. All right, mini mines, triple M, 3M. Not a win. It did go 212 down, but again, it went straight back up. So this wasn't a win. Take it off the list. Remove. All right, MSTR. Again, opened up low, came back up. No actionable signal for next week. Adobe, a win. All right, it went 212 down. We're actually looking for this thing to go hammer and force above 365.16, and it didn't do that. But we did have a win on the daily. All right, on Friday we had a hammer in force on Friday on the day. It took out 2 targets. All right, that was a win. That was a win on the daily. All right, win on the daily. So that's cool. That's cool. No actionable. Possible 2-2 reversal backup. I don't know if I really want to call that a hammer. Looks more like a little doji piece of crap thing. We'll leave it on the list. Duke Energy win. 212 down. Definitely a win. Very good. All right, very good. No actionable signal for next week, but you can still be in that. ETHA 312 came right back up. No actionable. We got a shooter on the week. We'll leave it there. Doubt. Hammer on the week. We'll leave it there. Didn't do much. Nike a win. 2-2 reversal down. Shooter in force, and then it went to the lows. All right, that's a win. All right, that's a win. That's a win. Let's see. No actionable signal for next week. Get it out of here. Get it out of here. UNH finally win. It didn't go very far, but daggone it went up. It went up. Here's your 60s. All right, it was a hard fight to the highs, but definitely got out of this level of reclaim here on the daily to the highs. All right, I started a small position on that. Hopefully you did too. Very good. Win. Get it off the chart. No actionable signal for next week. Disney now shooter on the week. It did go 1 bar rev strat, so that's a win. That's a win, and we're going to leave it on there because of the shooter. Let's see if that goes in force below. Let's see if that goes in force below 116. Let's see if that goes in force below 116, and then your magnitude is 111.77. We'll see what they want to do. We're still looking for this hammer to go in force on the month. That's what I want to see. Come on now, Disney, get back up there. We'll leave that on the chart. Home Depot win. 1 bar rev strat, inside bar, scenario 3. That's a 1 bar rev strat. That's a win. No actionable signal for next week. All right. McDonald's. We got McDonald's at home. I was showing them some stuff on whatnot, and it's a little funky there. But shooter, it did go 212 up, and it hit magnitude, so that's a win. That's a win. But now we have a shooter on the week. All right, shooter on the week that goes in force below 312.18. The first target's 309.59, and then we have a possible pivot machine gun if they really want to wreck them. The monthly does not say they want to do that, but it is at all-time highs. This could be exhaustion risk. It could be time to, they could be like, all right, bored with it, take their profits. All right, we'll leave it on the chart. On the watch list. Procter Gamble PG 212 up, and it missed target by just a few cents. All right, I want to call it a win, but it's not. For the show, for the weekend shift, I'm not going to call it a win. But you can still be in that. That's a good winning position. Okay. Almost done. Travelers 212 up, hits magnitude, very good. And now we have a possible 2-2 reversal back down on below 279.19. All right, this was a win. The magnitude if that shooter goes in force goes below, hits magnitude at 263.17. We'll leave it on the watch list. Walmart 212 up, 2-2 reversal back up, and I was explaining to people on whatnot what a trend is. All right, what a trend is. That's what we want to trade things as it's trending up. All right. There's your sub try on McDonald's. It is, on Walmart. There's your sub try on Walmart. It is at all-time highs. Walmart, it did not hit magnitude, but you can still be in that. No actionable signal for next week. Tesla maketh the money. Tesla maketh the money. All right. Trying to get out of this symmetrical triangle. All right, trying to get out of this thing. I know we don't necessarily draw these in the strat. We draw the broadening formation. We draw that broadening formation. But I definitely want to show that all this is stuck in all of this. So scenario 3 on the week on Tesla to the highs. But we were looking for that shooter to go in force and then go down. It did not do that. There was a win on, 212 up, hammer in force on the day, so there was a win there. That was awesome to see. Very good. That was cool. No actionable signal for next week. You could get that 3-2 up, but no actionable signal for next week. Almost done. Shaking my head, did go 2-2 down, but it went straight back up. So again, like I said, we do not want to short things as it's coming up. All right. It's kind of like when you're cooking something in some grease. We got a super chat. And Marlon B says, all right. We know what happened last week. I want my charts. Marlon B says, I want my charts. So you don't want to short stuff as it's coming back up. You don't want to do that. It's kind of like when you're frying some French fries or chicken or something like that in the pan, and you accidentally get some water in the pan and starts popping and doing all kind of crazy stuff back in your face. That's not fun. Don't do that. Marlon B says, give me D-Dog. All right, and thank you so much for that super chat. The rule is if you use that super chat down at the bottom, I stop what I'm talking about and talk about what you want to talk about, all right? There's some little ones in there. There's some big ones in there. Again, it's just, it's like a tip jar, okay? So thank you so much, Marlon B. And because he uses that super chat, I gave him one of them Strat Soldier coffee mugs. All right, D-Dog. This was kind of interesting because I remember we put this in the TrendSpider sidekick, and it automatically drew these zones. It drew these zones on its own, like AI, and it looks pretty good. Like it's pretty daggone accurate. We did that back in May, I think it was. This is a daily chart, and it's going really well. D-Dog. So we'll see if they want to get all the way back to the highs on this. But I mean, it hit it. I mean, it got back up to this resistance zone, came back down. I mean, I don't know, hammer and force right here. That's pretty interesting. I just kind of keep it on there just to see and watch it, just to see what it does. Not necessarily trade it, but just watch it, and it's doing it. Right now, D-Dog, hammer on the day. We got a hammer on the day for D-Dog. I know this daily chart looks like a mess. Yours should not. All right, yours should not. Again, like I said, I'm trying to see what's going on with this sidekick. You know, where it's an experiment. All right, let me slow down. Hammer and force, that goes, if that trades above 136.25, the magnitude's 124.74. And if we get back to this level of reclaim that we're in right now, the top of that level of reclaim is 152.13. All right. It is inside on the month. It is inside on the month, and it is, the broadening formation on this thing is going to be a little odd. But it looks like it's in the middle. Let me see here. It looks like it's in the middle. Yep. All right. I would actually, let's redraw that one. Hold on. Yeah, right there. That's where I would draw that thing, right there. All right. All right. Lower low, back to higher low, back here. Anyway, all this price action right here is stuck in all of this. But let's see if we can get it back up to 170 and the top of the broadening formation 198.73. All right, let's see what they want to do. Come on, D-Dog. This is one of those Kathy Wood stocks. All right, this is one of Kathy Wood's stocks. She likes to trade this stuff. So, Data Dog, let's put that on the weekly watch list for next week. All right. FedEx, where's my package at? Where's my package at, FedEx? All right, that's what I should have did. I should have shipped it with FedEx. Looking at this monthly chart, maybe not. Wow, all of this just, look at this, just trading sideways. What really hurt FedEx is when Amazon said, we're going to ship our own products, we're not using FedEx anymore. And that really hurt this company big time. All right, FedEx was doing so good, and then Amazon was like, nah, we'll do our own stuff, and they got their own trucks and everything. You can see all these weeks trapped in this level of reclaim right here, which is essentially a mother bar problem. All right.
That's a mother bar issue.
All right, mother bar problems. All right, so FedEx has been fighting, trying to stay alive. What's it doing on the quarterly and the yearly? We'll go with the year first. Yeah, 2-2 reversal back down on the year. All right, 2-2 reversal back down on the year. You want to know about that. You just want to know what it's doing on the big boy charts. All right, you do. You don't need to go year and quarter for time frame continuity if you're trading weekly trades. I already said that, but you know, we were looking for this hammer to go in force on FedEx above 246, and it hasn't done it yet. Has not done it yet. So, you know, we're kind of watching FedEx. Not doing great. Inside on the month. It is hammer on the day. Excuse me, hammer on the week. It is hammer on the week. Let's see if they can get that thing to go above 229. The top of that level of reclaim is 244. Let's see if they can get all the way back up in there. Let's see what they want to do. All right, let's see what they want to do. Disney, shooter on the week. Shooter on the week on Disney. I already talked about that. Let me get back to ARM. Marlon B says, give me ARM, A-R-M, ARM. Hammer, ugly hammer for next week. Possible 2-2 reversal back up at 138.82. The magnitude's 143. That's pretty good. The top of that level of reclaim is 167.57. All right, that could be good. All right, ARM still inside on the month heavily though. All right, let's see what they want to do next week. This could be, you know, the turning point. Hood. Oh yeah, this is just a note. Hood to replace KZR in the S&P 500. Okay. All right. And then thank you so much, Marlon B, for your comments on the YouTube. Thank you so much. Thank you. I made those corrections. Thank you. Never, yeah. You guys, the weekend shift crew, you guys have been with me for a while. You know, you're not gonna hurt my feelings by saying, no, man, that's wrong. I got Sandaler out here making fun of me because I mess up the calculator. I'm like, calculator time to do the calculator, and I'm messing that all up. I'm just eating it all up. Like, what the heck? We need to call this guy Sergeant Dyslexic. What the heck? He's the dyslexic soldier. What the heck? Anyway, doji on the hood, no actionable signal for next week, and this is a really good example of what happened with price on Friday, first hour of the day to the lows, and then hammer and force back up to the highs. All right, but it didn't go all the way up to 105. All right, it's not turning this around. Not going to make this day green. All right. KZR, you're just talking about stocks, okay? But let's look at KZR anyway. Thank you very much for the good updates on news and things. We did insight on the month, all right, and ugly hammer on the week. Caesars. All right. So getting kicked out of S&P 500, that sucks, Caesars. I'm sad for you. Let's see. Let's keep going down the list from last week. We'll keep looking for actionable signals. Glow, that was straight to the highs. Take that off the list. Let me see here. Let's get through this a little quicker. Hood, we already talked about hood. No actionable signal for next week. AMD 212 down. That was a win. Oh yeah. Oh, and then Friday just continued to bleed out. Very good. That's what you want those trades to look like. All right. Meta. Possible 3-2 up. See how it's all stuck in that level of reclaim right there? Not doing a whole bunch, right? Get it off the chart. Take it off. If you got a hoodie on, take it off. Anyway, I need to get that sound bite. If you got too much crap on the charts, too many broadening formations, take them off. D-Dog, that's a new one. TEL, nope, take them off, take it off. Let's get through this a little quicker. We got to get some more actionable signals. All right, now's the time. It is 11:50. All right, we got 10 minutes left. Now's the time to put your questions in the chat. What kind of questions in the chat you guys have about the strat, and also keep putting your tickers in there. Let's get you know, what do you want to look at? That's what I love about this weekend shift watch list, is we make it together. All right, of course I put in there stuff I see, but we mainly make this thing together. And then with the weekend shift crew, I update it every day of the week. All right, every day of the week. So possible 2-2 reversal, 3-2 reversal back up, possible hammer in force on ACN above 260.40. All right, and the magnitude on that one is 280. All right, that looks like it's going to be good. Coin Momo shooter on the week. Let's see if they want to take that down to 240. We'll leave it on the charts. IBKR, wow, not doing good. But right here on the daily, this is what I'm talking about. This is what you want your trades to look like, all right? Look at this, IBKR. We already knew what it was doing on the week. We already knew it was scenario 3 on the week to the lows. We already knew it was red on the month. And then this day just solidifies, Friday solidifies it. Again, I update this watch list every day for the weekend shift crew. You could have been out on this. IBKR, all right, Interactive Brokers, shooter in force, and I lined out all these and it hit it perfectly. Perfect. All right.
Fatality. Finish him.
All right, to the lows. Take them out. Beautiful. All right, that's what you want that to look like. Full time frame continuity to the downside. Beautiful. All right, Khan says, man, I was going to say something about them fibs, but nope. I got a really cool article on the Strat Camp community about, it explains the whole thing about the Fibonacci sequence and the golden ratio. It goes over the whole thing, all right? And I'm pretty sure I got the technical, the original word problem is in that art, in that as well. So I'll share that with you, Con. It's an interesting read. I just learned this stuff, all right? So I just learned it. So don't, I can't say, well, I was already on top of it. I knew all that and blah, blah, blah. No, this is new information that I learned. And it is really interesting. It really is. It really is. But then it's just numbers, man. It's just imaginary numbers, Cat Tractor. It's just imaginary numbers, man. But of course, if it works for you, go ahead and do it. INTC Intel did go 212 down, but it came right back up. Let's see, remove. No actionable signal for next week. Johnny John, insight on the week. All right, we had some good stuff on them on the day though. Verizon hammer on the week. All right, didn't do much last week, but hammer on the week for this week. It did win. It did go hammer and force on the daily, 322 back up. And remember, I was talking about lining up your actionable signals with these scenario threes, okay? Because we know they bought it up and sold it down. They could do it again. And when you're lining your actionable signals up with these scenario threes, you're putting yourself in a position to go back the other way. And that's exactly what it did. All right, to the penny. All right, to the penny. Bingo! All right, it did it. All right, so we had a win on the Verizon on the daily chart. Remove. No actionable. No. Because we got a hammer on the week now. Hammer on the week on Verizon. At $44.48, the magnitude's $45.75, and then now we have ARM. So this is our weekend. This is our watch list so far. Let me update this. Anybody who has TrendSpider and has this thing, this watch list imported into their watch list on TrendSpider, it just updated for you. Aaron Bailey, Terry Baker. There's a few others out there. All right, Michael O'Connor. Michael O'Connor actually won a free year subscription to TrendSpider. I'm gonna ask him how that's going. What'd you say about Hood? It ain't all good in the hood. That's what I said. It ain't all good in the hood. You must have stepped away. Insight on the month, Doji on the week. Oof. Now it's just talking about how it went to the lows and then came back up. All right. Stamp map trader. Very cool. I'm just messing around, Con. I'm just being silly, just having fun. We're having fun out here. That's what we do. I got 5 minutes left. Keep putting your questions in the chat. Keep putting your tickers in the chat. What do you want to look at? All right. And going back to, there were no actionable signals on the broader averages, right? I'm pretty sure there were no actionable signals on the broader averages, because that's how you want to break these stocks down. All right, you want to reduce information overload. Look at the sectors, any actionable signals. If there are, you want to go to that sector. All right, so no actionable signals on any of the ETFs. All right, no actionable signals. So let's go to the Strat Soldier Easy Setup Scanner. This is in the TrendSpider store, so that means anybody can use it. Let's go to week. We'll make that weekly. We'll make it inside bar, inside. Any on the Strat. Let's go. Yep, S&P 100. Let's go S&P 500. S&P 500. S&P 500. 500. Now I don't know why this doesn't go straight to the top. I don't know. But if you scroll down, bam, there it is. All right, easy as that. And so it's only going to look at. It's called the Easy Setup Scanner because it only looks at time and the actual signal. All right, time and the actionable signal. On all these other ones, especially 2 up on the week plus VWAP, and then the hammer time scanner. Those are custom. I made these. They're in the TrendSpider store. Okay, go get those. All right. We got a lot of inside weeks. Oh my goodness. We got a lot of inside weeks. All right, let's see here. Let's go to the watch list for the Strat Soldier Easy Setup scans, and we're just gonna go through these kind of quick. I got a few minutes left. Inside on the week, Anon. Do we want that one? No, skip it. Bank of America, inside on the week, and it's close to taking out the highs. All right, close to taking out the highs. Thank you so much. Thank you. Close to taking out the highs. Let's see, we can see if we get the 212 up. We can see if we get the 212 up. It's not at all-time highs yet. We'll put that on the watch list. Weekly watch list. All right. Best Buy. What's Best Buy doing? Inside on the week. 3-1, possible 3-1-2 up, and it's 2 up on the month. Ooh, no, it's inside on the month. Inside on the month. All right. We'll put that on the watch list anyway, just because it's closer to taking out the highs on the month. BK. Inside on the month. Inside on the week. Shooter on the week. That goes in force below 102.91. This could be them taking some profits on this. Okay. Weekly. CAG. See, it's happening again. All right. Dyslexic soldier. Here we go. Goodness. Anyway, this thing, leave it alone. Piece of crap. CHRW. All right. Moving in a very nice trend. Inside on the week. Inside on the month. Is this all-time highs? Yes, it's at all-time highs. But this might be a time for them to take some profits. Could be. Could be. COO. COO. Inside on the week. Inside on the month. Look at this trend. Crap. DG. Dollar General. Inside on the week and inside on the month. Closer to we got a shooter on that. We're gonna put that on the we're gonna put that on the monthly signals. There's a shooter on the month. We're gonna watch that. DVA, Diva. Let's see what Diva is doing. Inside on the week, inside on the month. Hammer on the month. We're going to put that on the monthly signals. See if that goes in force on the month. ES, Eversource Energy. Possible 312 up. Inside on the month. If you want that, you can take it. All right. If you want that, you can take it. It's heavily inside of the month. DG, General Dynamics, they make all the trucks and stuff for the Army. All-time highs. It is exhaustion risk, but we're not afraid of it. Okay. Inside on the week, if you want to use that, you can. That's fine. Notice how the price goes through this level of reclaim all the way back up to the top. All right. Beautiful. Beautiful. GL Globe Life. All right. Inside on the week, inside on the month. Garmin, inside on the month, inside on the week. Garmin also all-time highs. HRL, inside on the week. Wow. Inside on the month. Leave it alone. Trading sideways, and then shooter on the week. I'm not going to mess with it. If you want that, you can. Johnny John, inside on the week. I think we already talked about this, and I'm pretty sure it's already on the list. All right. Kroger, oh gosh, all right, possible 3-2 down on the week. Shooter on the month, possible shooter in force on the month. Man, full time frame continuity to the downside. Kroger, looks like the grocery store needs to go to the grocery store. My goodness. MO, all right, inside on the week. Hammer on the week. But it's inside right now. We'll put that on the weekend. We'll put that on the weekly watch list because that hammer, okay? No. What am I? I'm thinking backwards. Hold on. I'm thinking wrong. This hammer's no longer in no long. Shoot. What's happening right now? It's hammer on the week. This is this week. Inside on the week. It's inside on the week. It's inside of the week. We'll see if that goes in force above $76.53. All right. This hammer's no longer good. That's what I'm thinking. Mark, inside on the week. Merck, see if Merck's doing the work. Nah, I'm not gonna mess with it. Now, what's that? Now doing possible 3-1-2 up, and it's a hammer, and we have an actionable signal on the month. All right, I like that better. Combinations. NSC, hammer on the week. Yeah, inside on the week. All right, it's currently inside on the week. Ugh, man, I don't like it, but I'm gonna skip it. PCG shooter on the week and an inside on the week, so we'll put that on the list. Phillips 66 inside on the week, closer to taking out the highs. We'll put that on the list on the month. Almost done. RCL inside on the week, closer to taking out the highs, and it's at all-time highs. We'll put that on the list. VTRS inside on the week, closer to taking out the highs. Let's see if it goes above $10. Almost done. Last one, Wynn Resorts inside on the week, inside on the month, closer to taking out the highs. Let's see what they want to do. All right, so let me update that chart that list one more time. Here's your watch list for this week. All right, here's your watch list for this week. No, hold on. That's still the Strat Soldier Easy Setup Scanner. Weekly signals. Here's your watch list for the week, all right? I'll make sure I put this out on Twitter, and I'll put it in the Strat Camp community as well. And if you have TrendSpider, your TrendSpider's updating right now, okay? Sidekick, they did officially add Sidekick to TrendSpider, all right, but it's an add-on. It's an add-on, okay? And that's not a problem. It's just an add-on. I got to tell you straight up, all right? So you're not getting that for free. But there's a ton of other features on TrendSpider you can use, all right? So that's it. That's what I got for this week. Let me get out of this tank. All right. Thank you so much for everybody being in here. Thank you, Con, Marlon B, Coffee Cups coming, Dub Jones, Carlos. We have so much fun on Twitter. S Tosh. Yep. We got Aaron Bailey, Brent always keeps me in check, and then Beach Bum, and then Brent. When I think about you every time I put my my shocks on. I got some updated shocks. I got the updated ones. I had the little mini ones, and then I got the updated ones. You know. Anyway, they're bigger and they're like waterproof and all kind of stuff. Sneeze button. Sorry. Anyway, go to thestratsoldier.com. Go to thestratsoldier.com. Check out the time frame continuity course. All right. Revamped, rebranded the time frame continuity course, and it has the Strat trade checklist at the end. I'll be updating that more this week. All right, and then go to there's a link for Whatnot in the description of this video. Go to Whatnot. You can buy these coffee cups at any time. You don't have to wait for me to be live for you to grab one of these coffee cups. I'm going on Whatnot. It's a whole new audience going live. And then when they get one of these coffee cups, they get access to 2 ebooks, Zero to Trading and Hammer and Force, but that deal's for you too. So if you're already trading the Strat, or you're just trading in general and you don't need the basic information, that's okay. You can still get the coffee cup, and then I'm okay if you gift those ebooks to someone else. That's fine, man. That's fine. They come with bonus videos, all right? So go check that out. So when you see me posting, hey, I'm going live on Whatnot, I am talking about stocks, but the show's called Stocks and Stuff. So I'm talking about some stocks and I'm talking about some stuff. Thank you, Dub Jones, for being out here. So much fun. Thank you. What's the Strat Soldier community? So if you go to thestratsoldier.com, go to stratsoldier.com. There is it's our own little community, all right? I post articles, I post longer versions than I can put on Twitter of thoughts, and I do market recaps, and I answer people's questions. It's not Discord, all right? It's not Discord. but I guess you could see it as a similar type of thing. All right. So the idea is you're already on the website to go through your courses. All right. Might as well just go ahead and get into the community and right there, on the same site. And then tell me, send me some charts, ask me some questions. Hey, what's going on with this? What do you think about that? I mean, I'd rather do it there than some crazy Discord thing. And that Strat, if you bought anything from me, that Strat Soldier community, you already have access to it. If you've never, that's okay. You don't have to buy something to get into it. All you have to do is sign up. That's it. All right. Get you one of these Strat Soldier coffee mugs. You get 2 ebooks, Zero to Trading and Hammer in Force, and then it's an awesome coffee mug, right? T-shirts may be coming out soon. We'll see how the coffee cups go, but we'll see. And go check out the stratsoldier.com. If you don't know anything about trading, check out Zero to Trading and then Hammer in Force. That's one candle formation that will get you in on anything that trades. That comes with a bonus vid. And then shout out to Ben. He got the Hammer in Force ebook and in video. And I said, all right, you got email access to me, ask me your questions. He's been blowing me up. He's been blowing me up. Hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? How about this? Is this a hammer? That's not a hammer. What would you call this? What would you do that? Anyway, it's fun. Anyway, and then shout out to Ben and the kids too out there eating breakfast. Good morning. Good morning. And you guys have a good day. I don't just trade the Strat, I live it. All right. So don't get triangled out on your personal relationships. If things, sometimes, things are going great and then it goes inside bar. You're like, oh, hold on. Like this get a little odd. All right. It's okay. All right. Do whatever you need to do. Let it rest. And then the very next 60 minutes, the very next hour, do whatever you need to do to get that thing to reverse to the upside. All right. And if it's been weeks and months, all right, macro trades, if it's been weeks and months and you need to do a little something maybe go visit, that's fine. Maybe go to the movies, maybe go to the zoo, do something. All right. Don't get triangled out on your personal relationships. And I didn't just make that up in my mind as like a gimmick. I learned that from Rob. Rob Smith himself, right in my eyes, like dead in my eyes. I was at his house. He's like, dude, it's just scenario 3 right now. You're fine. Let it go inside bar and then do what you need to do to get that thing reversed to the upside. And I was like, that's when I was really like, I'm trading the Strat and I'm not trading nothing else. It clicked big time. Like whole foundations in my brain got moved around and was like locked in. This is the Strat. Anyway, this is a Strat Soldier. Thank you so much for being here. This was so much fun. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.